If you want to start a fight in a seminary, just read 2 verses back to back. Paul says in Romans, "A person is justified by faith apart from the works of the law." James says in his epistle, "A person is considered righteous by what they do and not by faith alone." On the surface, it looks like a catastrophic logic error in the New Testament. Martin Luther famously called the book of James an epistle of straw, because he thought James was undoing everything Paul worked for. But as a scholar, I'm here to tell you that Paul and James aren't opponents in a boxing match. They are 2 doctors treating 2 different diseases. Today, we're resolving the faith versus works debate with scholarly precision. To understand the clash, we have to look at the geography of the argument. Paul is writing to the Galatians and Romans. His front line is legalism. He is dealing with people who think they can buy God's favor by keeping the 613 laws of the Old Covenant. To them, Paul shouts, "Stop, you can't earn a gift." J. Ames is writing to the 12 tribes in the diaspora. His front line is easy believism or antinomianism. He is dealing with people who claim to have faith but live like the world, ignoring the poor and the suffering. To them, James shouts, "Wake up. If your faith doesn't move your feet, it's not faith. It's just an opinion." Let's get precise with the Greek. When Paul says works, he almost always means works of the law, erga nomo. Specifically, he's talking about boundary markers like circumcision, dietary laws, and Sabbath keeping, things that separated Jews from Gentiles. Paul's argument is that these ethnic markers cannot save you. Only the finished work of Christ can. For Paul, works are the root of the problem if you try to use them to get to God. Now look at James. When James talks about faith that doesn't save, he uses a specific context. Even the demons believe and shudder. James is defining faith here as intellectual assent, merely agreeing that a set of facts is true. If you believe 2 + 2 = 4, that's a fact, but it doesn't change your life. James is arguing that true, saving faith is pistis, a word that implies allegiance and trust. For James, works are the fruit. He isn't saying works save you. He's saying that if the root, faith, is actually alive, the fruit, works, will inevitably grow. If there's no fruit, the root is dead. The most fascinating part of this debate is that both men use the exact same man to prove their point, Abraham. Paul points to Genesis 15. Abraham believed God, and it was credited to him as righteousness. He was justified while he was still uncircumcised. James points to Genesis 22. Abraham offered Isaac on the altar. His faith was completed by what he did. Paul is looking at the declaration of Abraham's righteousness, the moment of faith. James is looking at the demonstration of Abraham's righteousness, the momentum of faith. Paul is looking at how a sinner is admitted to the kingdom. James is looking at how a citizen acts in the kingdom. In 2026, we love to pick sides. We want to be Team Paul and focus on grace, or Team James and focus on social justice. But the Bible refuses to let us split them. You are saved by faith alone, but the faith that saves is never alone. It's like fire and heat. Fire causes heat, but you can't have a heatless fire. If you've been leaning too hard into legalism, listen to Paul. Relax, it's a gift. If you've been leaning too hard into apathy, listen to James. Get up, your faith needs to move. Next time, we're looking at the dark side of the Bible, the passages that seem to contradict God's goodness. Subscribe to keep the deep dive going.